Well, Brooks said it, and when you walk outside this morning, you'll feel it. It is still hot. We may not hit the 90s again today, but it is still very humid. People are doing their best to stay cool. Spectrum News reporter Madison Elliott is live at Canalside this morning with some advice on how to do that. Madison, it is pretty hot out there already for 7 in the morning.
You know what, Scott, it is, and just like Brooke said, it is sticky outside. Well, we can confirm she is right. It definitely feels a little sticky and gross out here right now, and we're down here at Canalside where a lot of people do come during the summertime, but you know what, there's not a lot of coverage here, so you're really in the direct sunlight, so having things like water, you know, sunscreen, hats, super important, especially on days like today. Now, the Erie County Health Department does say more than 600 people in the United States are killed by extreme heat every year, but heat-related deaths and illnesses are very preventable. So just taking some simple steps will keep you safe. I already mentioned the water, but the health department also recommends avoiding sugary drinks if you feel thirsty. And again, I said using sunscreen, but you want to use sunscreen with a minimum of SPF 30 and apply it generously at least 15 minutes before going outside and reapplying it every 2 hours, even on a cloudy day. Now, Western New Yorkers in Delaware Park said they actually are enjoying this warm weather. They're just enjoying it safely.
I needed summer to come. I've got 2 kids at home, and getting them out of the house just calms them down and lets them get their energy out at the same time. So I was really grateful when the warm weather hit, and we're still riding it high. I think the keys for us is shade. So we got the tree coverage here, Delaware Park, all these beautiful parks that Buffalo has.
Now, there are some programs that offer assistance if you don't have AC. They might be able to provide it to you for free. To find out if you're eligible for that program, you can check out the Erie County Health Department's website. For now, reporting in Buffalo, Madison Elliott, Spectrum News.
People here in Western New York are doing their best to stay cool. Spectrum News reporter Madison Elliott joins us live at Canalside with some advice. Madison, is it possible to have a good hair day on a humid day like this? I mean, yours still looks pretty good.
You know what, I'm gonna speak for most people out there that know it's not really possible to have a good hair day on days like today. And earlier we were talking about ways, you know, kind of deal with the heat, things like sunscreen and water. Those are all the things you think of, right? But we want to talk to you about the things you don't think of. Okay, so we're here in this sand pit where a lot of kids come to play, but it's things like the sand and like the children's playground behind me that get really hot outside. It's those surface temperatures that you want to be careful and look out for, especially for kids who are going to be out playing on playgrounds on days like today. But there were a lot of ways that people were trying to stay cool yesterday when temperatures hit the 90s. Our own Fadia Patterson spoke with people at MLK Park yesterday who took advantage of the water fountains there, but she was also talking to them about the signs of heat stroke, things such as vomiting, nausea, and fatigue. Now, there are a lot of cooling shelters established in counties throughout Western New York for people to go to, but people yesterday were telling us that they actually prefer to stay outside.
Plenty of water. And if possible, try to stay in the shade as much as possible because, well, the sunlight, it creates a lot of heat. And you standing out there, and all that's going to do is just heat you up even more.
And those cooling centers that we mentioned, there's a whole list of where you can find the closest cooling center to you on our website. For now, reporting in Buffalo, Madison Elliott, Spectrum News.
It is hot, hot, hot in Western New York this morning, and people are doing their best to stay cool. Spectrum News reporter Madison Elliott is live at Canalside with some advice. Madison, I would call you an outdoor enthusiast. What do you do when it gets this hot?
You know what? I am an outdoor enthusiast. I love being outside, even when it's hot out. So you know what I do? I have a go bag that's ready. And this is actually what I call my reporter go bag. And even on the job, this is what I have ready. I always have things in here for any time of the year, but especially the summertime, preparation is key. So things I always have on me, things like, you know, sunscreen. I have my water bottle in here, and even I have makeup with me always. My makeup even has some SPF in it. So that's also something really good to have if you need any of these things. Another thing, I always have hairspray and a brush and things like that for when the humidity is just making my hair go crazy. But like I was saying, that preparation, that is key to making sure you're staying good and safe outside. Now, we were talking to some people yesterday, and they said they actually preferred staying outside regardless.
From California. We're from California. We don't really do the snow. but I mean, it's worth it. But I'm gonna enjoy it, while it's here. Appreciate it.
I like it, but it can be too hot, like miserable heat. But it's still enjoyable. Get to get out and do things.
Now, signs you want to look out for to prevent heat stroke if you are being outside, if you start to feel tired or nauseous, those are some signs to keep an eye out for. And there's more on the Erie County Department's website, the Health Department's website. For now, reporting in Buffalo, Madison Elliott, Spectrum News.
Again today, but it is still very humid. People are doing their best to stay cool. Spectrum News reporter Madison Elliott, who's always cool, is live at Canalside with some advice on how to do that today. Madison, what's the sweat level out there?
Well, first, I just want to appreciate that compliment. I am pretty cool. Thanks, Scott. But staying cool is another thing that I want to talk to people about. And you know what? A lot of people, they try to stay cool maybe by getting out on the water, taking a kayak out. But, on days like today where it's cloudy, still 80% of the sun's UV rays can actually still break through those clouds and you can still get sunburned. So you still want to apply even on the day like today. But if it's raining, maybe you won't be outside later today. But the Erie County Health Department says more than 600 people in the United States are killed by extreme heat every year, but heat-related deaths and illnesses, they are 100% preventable. So it's just taking some simple steps to keep you safe. Having that water, we've been talking about having sunscreen, avoiding sugary drinks. Those are all good things to do. But Western New Yorkers in Delaware Park yesterday said they are actually really enjoying this warm weather and they prefer it.
I needed summer to come. I've got 2 kids at home, and getting them out of the house just calms them down and lets them get their energy out at the same time. So I was really grateful when the warm weather hit, and we're still riding it high. I think the keys for us is shade. So we got the tree coverage here, Delaware Park, all these beautiful parks that Buffalo has.
And earlier today, we've been talking about all morning long, there are cooling centers that people can go to. So, things like public libraries, and you might actually want to use those today, maybe get away from some of that rain later today, but those are all open for the public. For now, reporting in Buffalo, Madison Elliott, Spectrum News.